The Liberals are reluctant to say so publicly, as I've alluded. Some believe that Stéphane Dion's policy of appointing candidates in local ridings, overriding local riding associations often, has not been a winning formula for them. Saskatchewan Liberal David Orchard joins us now from Prince Albert. Mr. Orchard, you wanted to run for the Liberals in Churchill River, and yet, after doing a whole lot of work on the ground, you had your ambition snatched away by Mr. Dion, who appointed Joan Beatty, who was a former New Democrat cabinet minister.
Yes, well, I was asked
you must look at the results.
Pardon me?
I was going to say you must look at last night's results with kind of mixed emotions.
Well, all across the riding, Mike, people told me that they were upset about the lack of democracy. People got involved and participated. As you know, hundreds of people joined the party when I was campaigning across the riding, and they wanted to participate. They took that seriously, and so there was an issue of democracy. And so this is much bigger than David Orchard. This is people who felt they wanted their dignity, they wanted the democratic process. One major Native leader this morning phoned me and said this was the spirit of the North that they felt had been aggrieved, and they wanted to participate and have the dignity and the respect to do that.
It's a kind of invidious position Mr. Dion is in. Everyone wants to see women have their fair share or have their place in the political arena, but by doing this, it looks like in this particular case he shot himself in the foot.
Well, as you know, I'm all in favor of more women in the process, and at the beginning, when I was told that there might be a woman interested, I just stood back and didn't participate. It was only when I was told there was no woman and there would be a democratic process that I stepped in. But I'm pleased to see, I congratulate Martha Hall Finley and Joyce Murray for winning their seats, and I'm pleased to see more women involved. We need more of that, but the issue of democracy is also a very important one.
Tell me about your own personal plans. You live near Saskatoon. Will you be running as a Liberal in the next election?
Well, I have one farm at Borden, which is in Saskatchewan, Saskatchewan. I have another farm at Choiceland, which is in the Churchill riding. And one of the major prominent leaders in the North told me, David, if you abandon us now, we're going to shoot you when you come out of your house. So I take those as marching orders, as I do the calls that have been just ringing steadily all yesterday and all today. I take that as the voice of the people.
So they want you to run in the Churchill River riding again and not over on the other side.
They told me that in no uncertain terms, Mike, but it's not just David Orchard. They want to have respect for a democratic process in this riding, whether they're Aboriginal or whether they're white farmers. They want that respect.
What about Mr. Dion? He's made this commitment to Joan Beatty. Is he now committed to having her go a second time, I wonder?
Oh, I don't know. I think that I can't speak for Mr. Dion, but the issue here in this riding from front and center all the way along has been that the people here feel that they have a right to participate. They don't want to see this riding pushed around anymore. Part of the whole idea of not even having a riding executive has maybe lent it a little bit to being manipulated, and the people that have stepped forward, the mayors, the chiefs, the farmers that have come forward in the most interesting way, they want to have a democratic process, and it's not because they're supporting Mr. Harper's policies. I heard you mention the wheat board before. I'm very much an opponent of Mr. Harper on the wheat board. I want to see a strong defense of the wheat board, and I think many farmers do as well. But there was an issue here of democracy in the riding, I think, that we saw last night.
David Orchard, thanks for this. We'll keep in touch. You're always a fascinating player on the Canadian political scene, and we appreciate your making time for us today.
Well, I've always Mr. Harper in the past, as you know, and I'll work hard to continue to do so.
There you go. David Orchard in Prince Albert tonight.